Hey guys, during this video I will be sharing with you one of the most powerful tools that young investors can take advantage of to get into the game of real estate, and it is house hacking. So house hacking is the real estate investment strategy where you purchase 1 to 4 units, you live in one unit and rent out the rest. So if you live in a duplex, you rent out one side of the duplex, rent out the other. If you live in if you buy just a single family house, you will live in one of the rooms and rent out the other rooms. If you live in a quadplex, live in one, rent out 3, all that kind of stuff. What is so amazing about house hacking is that most, if not all, of your mortgage and expenses are going to be covered. And it can even sometimes make you money each month. This strategy is perfect for people who want to get in the game of real estate, who want to start building equity, start gaining experience, and start that journey to financial freedom. It's also good for people who don't really care about real estate investing, but want to own a home, want to set the rules, and don't really want to pay for all, if not most, of the mortgage. The reason earlier where I said it was between 1 and 4 units was because the residential loan that you'll be taking out goes up to 4 units. So you can buy a quadplex on a regular residential loan. As soon as you hit 5 and more units in that building, then that's when you're going to have to go to a commercial broker and take out a commercial loan. But it is virtually the same red tape, the same requirements, the same process for you to get the loan for a 4-unit complex as it is a single family house. To get the loan, you can always do a 20% down, but some other low down financing options that you do have at your disposal is the FHA loan. So the FHA loan is a loan that is backed by the Federal Housing Administration. This is a government-backed program that allows first-time home buyers to purchase a property. Now, I'm not sure what it is exactly called, but it's just the one that you purchase the property, just the purchase, and it can be for as low as 3.5% down. The other one is the 203K loan, which is the purchase as well as the rehab if it's a fixer-upper, if it's like a fix and flip that you want to do. And that is also a 3.5% down. So if you were to buy a $300,000 property for a 20% down, which is normal conventional loan, you would have to come up with $60,000 to the table. But with an FHA loan, the 3.5% down, all you would have to come up with is just over $10,000, which is pretty great. Another very popular low down financing option is a VA loan. So a VA loan is a loan backed by the Department of Veteran Affairs. This is where the current or the former serving member of the military is charged 0% down. So the VA will pay 100% of the purchase price of the property, which is pretty great. Unlike the FHA loan, the VA loan doesn't come with the PMI fees, which we'll get to in a second. These federally secured loans, the FHA and the VA loans, another great thing about them is that they have a lower barrier to entry. So your debt to income is, I think it does vary by state. I think with a conventional loan, your debt to income needs to be better than 35%, but with the FHA loans, it needs to be better than 50%. So there is a huge chunk of debt to income that they will be relieving people who need a lower barrier to entry to purchase a property. And because you're going to be living in this property, it's going to be a residential loan. Two great things about residential loans is that you will be paying less in interest rates, and you can offer more when you purchase a property than a typical investor would, because you'll be living there and paying for some of the expenses yourself. All right, so PMI. A lot of people don't like PMI. So PMI stands for Private Mortgage Insurance. This is something that you have to pay, obviously VA loan excluded. This is something that you'll have to pay if your down payment is less than 20% down. So anything up to 20%, you'll have to pay private mortgage insurance. What this does, this is just a more of a security for the lender, because you have less equity in the home, you have less skin in the game when you're buying the house. So this is just putting some money in a little piggy bank just in case you can't pay the mortgage anymore, you go into foreclosure. I've had a few people say to me, why don't you save up to 20%? You're gonna have to pay mortgage insurance. You're gonna have to pay PMI. That's a really bad thing. That's just money that you're throwing down the drain. It's really, really bad, and you're gonna be losing money. And while that can be true that the PMI is a fee, it could be $100, it could be $300 a month that you'll be paying. While it is a small fee, that is something, if you do numbers right, that will be paid by the tenants. And you can also make more money than what you're paying for your PMI. So let's just say that you are saving between your 3.5% down and the 20% down conventional, you are saving $50,000 in your down payment that you would have previously spent. But you're also spending $250 a month in PMI. So for me, I can make more than $250 a month with 1 or 2 cash flowing rental properties with that $50,000 that I had saved on my down payment. So if you do your numbers right and you are a savvy investor, the PMI doesn't really mean much to you. Obviously, another great thing about house hacking is that you aren't paying rent anymore, which is phenomenal. No longer are you paying, $1,000, $1,200 a month going to some random dude that you don't know, paying off, going into his pocket, paying off his property. That way, the money that you do pay, if you have to pay anything, it's going into your pocket. It's building up your equity. You can choose to be an active or a passive landlord. So for example, you buy a triplex, you're not really a people person, you don't really want to interact with the tenants, who are going to be paying your mortgage. So what you can do, you just get a property management company. Let's say their rent is $700 a month. The property management company will typically take anywhere between 8 to 10, maybe 12% of the rent. So you'll be paying them $70 a month per unit. For me, personally, that's amazing. That's great. I don't want to talk to the tenants. They're going to do their own thing. I want this investment, I want this business completely passive. And if I have to go and fix a light bulb, if they have to call me at 3 o'clock in the morning to fix the plumbing, if I have to go collect rent once a month, that's no longer passive. So I'm just going to call a property management company so they can take care of all of that, because I have no problem paying someone $70 a month to manage the property and the tenants. However, if you do want to be more on the active side of being a landlord, then that's amazing. You can have great FaceTime, you can have a great relationship with your tenants. If you do have a great relationship with your tenants, that will give them obviously a better chance at them staying longer, having an extended 2-year, 3-year lease. That's going to be more money in your pocket as well. Plus the money that you'll be saving with not paying the property management company 10%. And now here are the 3 best things that I think of when house hacking. So number 1, you have potential cash flow. So let's say, for example, that you buy a triplex. Your monthly payment, let's just say, for example, it's going to be $1,400. You rent each of the units out. So you live in one and you rent out the other 2. So the other 2, one of them, or both units would rent out for $600 each. So that's $600, that's $1,200, and the mortgage is going to be $1,400. So that's still $200 you're going to have to come out of pocket. But you decide to rent out your room. If you don't mind living with someone, if you just came out of college and you're used to having roommates, then this is a great strategy to do. You can rent out the other room for $400 a month. So the $400 plus the $600 plus the $600, so that's going to be $1,600 from your $1,400 of your mortgage. And now you're cash flowing $200 per month. That is perfect. The second one is the equity buildup. I talked about this a little earlier, just because you're not paying rent anymore. The tenants are paying your mortgage, and when they pay down the mortgage, the equity builds up, and that's great. Before you know it, a few years down the line, you're going to have $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 of equity in your name. And the third one, which is really prevalent in the market right now, which is appreciation. So let's just say you're in a really hot market. People are swarming to your city to live. So the appreciation, obviously the demand for housing is going to make the properties appreciate in value, because high demand, less supply is just going to appreciate. So appreciation is the increased value of your property. So let's just say that the city that you live in, let's just say you live in Greenville, South Carolina. Greenville is a top 5 market right now for rentals. And the appreciation is set to be around 14% for the year 2021. So let's just say, as an example, conservatively, your property will appreciate by 10%. If you buy a triplex for $300,000 and it appreciates 10% this year, your property has appreciated by $30,000. And that is $30,000 that is going to be going in your pocket at the end of the day. Without doing anything, your net worth has increased by $30,000. And that is incredible. And those 3 things, cash flow, equity buildup, and appreciation, are the 3 sole reasons why I love real estate investing and why I love house hacking. Thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it. House hacking means a lot to me. That's how I started my real estate investment career. Ellen and I own this duplex, so we rent out one side and live in the other. In the next video, I'm going to take you through this property, the duplex that we live in now and that we have invested in. I'm going to take you through the purchase price, the mortgage, the rent, the appreciation, all that kind of stuff. So all the things that I was talking about before, I'm going to put it into a real life scenario of where we are living and our situation that's happening right now. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you then.